I saw the Gabby's Dollhouse movie this week.
Oh, interesting.
And I will say that it was kind of funny.
I've heard good things.
And Kristen Wiig nailed it. Mm-hmm. But the playlist is pretty good, I will say.
What are some of the needle drops?
And it was really funny because my mom is like, when Kristen Wiig's on stage, she's like, is that Katy Perry?
Oh my God.
I'm like, close but no cigar.
Not even close. Not very close.
She does kind of look like Katy Perry, like her villainous character and like the outfits. There's a song Kaleidoscope that was pretty good. Like the album was pretty good.
Chappell Roan featured in this film?
No way.
No, we're asking you.
Oh. I was supposed to say, did I miss this?
Bitch, you're the only one who saw the movie.
I thought Justin's like a reading off of his like Wikipedia side tab. Sorry.
I've had a few small beers. Justin.
Woman pictured with orange drink. Anna. 'Cause I'm your
lady. Imagine owning the world's greatest love songs by the greatest voices of our time in a once-in-a-lifetime collection. Time Life Music presents the ultimate love songs collection. Geoff.
And welcome to BANTS. And as you heard, listeners, Anna is back on the pod. It's the Two-Timers Club appearance here. We have two timers in a row. That's right.
What about that song Two Time? Remember that one? By 1975
song? Yeah. That's a good one.
I love it.
I would say a bit of a deep cut for a single. It was a single, but I think people sleep on that song.
Is 1975 the beret concert where you got the beret, or was that Charlie?
That is the concert where I got the beret. Okay. So this is Brandy and I went to see the 1975 at the Anthem in DC, and this was when they were doing their first round of the At Their Very Best tour. Mm-hmm. And I thought that it was a beanie, and I spent like $30 on it, and I was like, cool, I'll wear the beanie. And then I had it in my hands, and I was like, oh, this is a beret. And I gotta be honest, I don't know where it is. I think I have never once worn it out.
Justin, that beret looked so good on you. Everyone was hating. I thought it looked really good on you, and I seem to remember Anna thinking the same.
I absolutely agree. I am very much team beret. It was giving like political outlier, like part of some niche group.
Very Che Guevara.
Like I'm probably smoking a cigarette. You
know?
Yeah.
I'm team beret.
Okay.
Same.
Maybe I'll dig it out of the closet.
Team beret. Weeble wobble.
I'm Justin.
Hola, je suis Justin.
Have we brought up my nickname Justin before on the pod?
I don't know.
I feel like I actually coined that nickname.
You definitely did.
With like whatever the text corrector, I forget what it's called.
Oh, the autocorrect.
T9 texting?
It wasn't T9, but it was autocorrect.
It was definitely post T9. There's no way that was T9
It was
autocorrect.
Remember when Anna used zeros instead of O's because it was easier to press?
I was a trendsetter before trends existed.
I think I did. There was a period when I used zeros before I switched to T9, when I was doing like the hard, it's kind of like people who have autocorrect turned off now, You would like manually have to press each number multiple times.
And you have to push like 4 times.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just more efficient.
Yeah. It's so crazy that we like lived in an era in which you had to like press a number pad multiple times to get to a letter.
You know that I was so efficient at that. I was like,
oh, I was so good at it too. Oh my God. Do you remember when I got my LG chocolate?
Oh, how could I forget?
That was
you were
like
telling
the
everyone
highlight of my life. I still love that phone. Honestly,
what color was it?
It was like navy blue, I'm pretty sure.
I would say one of the top cell phone commercials of all time. Their commercial for the chocolate. I feel like I still remember it. It was like unwrapping a chocolate bar, right? And then it was like sliding out, and it had like the silky brown background to it.
Yes, and it had the Goldfrapp. Remember that band Goldfrapp? Mm-hmm. Ooh la 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 la. Oh my God, that was such a damn. We're old as fuck. That was a long time ago.
Editor Justin is going to have to come in for your Gen Z listeners to explain everything we just said.
It's self-explanatory. Editor Justin will come in later, I'm sure, at some point, but he's good for now.
Of course, he loves to show up uninvited.
I had the LG Envy that was like Julie's like third hand-me-down, and that's when I really made it.
The Envy was a good phone too.
The keypad?
Yeah.
Yeah, the QWERTY was crazy.
I love the QWERTY pad. I heard Blackberry's coming out with a new phone again.
Ooh.
What are the odds it's good, though? Are we in Tech Corner?
Okay, I guess we're like briefly in Tech Corner, but I remember, I think I was like in 5th or 6th grade when I saw somebody on the playground that had a Palm Pilot. And
a
then,
pager.
We're not that old. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
Come on.
They had like a Palm Pilot, and then somebody had like the Blackberry, and I was like, I want to go to there. I want one of those. And then like by the time I was like, my parents would allow me a cell phone, those were like kind of like passe. And like for business guys, business bros.
That had like the little nubbin in the middle that you could scroll up and down.
It wasn't even a nubbin. It was like a sphere,
ball.
like a ball.
Yeah.
And it rolled like
360
degrees. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of want one though. I think I'm like ready to give up on Apple.
Oh.
Like I finally just like got my MacBook again and got all my fixins, but I'm kind of over the iPhone. It's like weak sauce, you know?
Down with big tech.
What are you looking for in a phone then?
Just I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I want a QWERTY pad. I like to press the buttons and hear the clickety clackety.
Okay.
I am looking for a decent sized screen, but not too big. The phones now, it's outrageous. I may as well be carrying around an iPad.
Sure.
And like holding it up in a concert to film my grandson at his recital. You know what I'm saying?
And imagine all of these troubles with pockets in women's clothing.
I would simply never. I would dress like a lesbian every day of my life. Some of us already do.
Absolutely clocked.
I was gonna say that's like
cargo pants on.
That's literally all Gen Zs. Like Gen Z women are just, they don't give a shit. They're wearing pants with pockets. They're like, fuck this.
Yeah. I mean,
the feminine mystique is having pockets.
The feminine mystique is having pockets. What is a feminine mystique? It's a book, right?
Yes.
But what is it about?
I'm pretty sure it was like about very stereotypical ideas of what femininity and being a woman was.
Okay.
It's gotta be horribly misogynistic.
Like feminism in response to the feminine mystique, which is like, I don't know, the Bible of being a woman.
Oh, I didn't know that it was like a misogynistic work. I thought the feminine mystique was written by women as like a feminist manifesto.
I think the manifesto happened in response.
Let's fact check. You know, I don't like facts, but Justin does.
You don't like facts.
Jeff's like, I don't like facts and I don't like women.
that is not true. We're not coming on the pod making outlandish claims like this.
I do love to hear Geoff receiving some of the outlandish claims instead of myself on the pod every once in a while. That's always good.
It is good.
Okay. Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystique.
Oh, Betty Friedan.
1963.
The Feminine Mystique, published in 1963, is a landmark feminist book that gave a name to the widespread dissatisfaction among American women confined to domestic roles after World War II.
That's a point for me.
That is a point for you. The book challenged the societal belief that a woman's true fulfillment lay solely in being a wife and mother, a concept Friedan termed, quote, the feminine mystique, end quote. The feminine mystique became a catalyst for the second wave feminist movement, sparking a national conversation about women's right and equality in all aspects
women's
of life.
lib. Okay, yes.
I mean, it definitely looks like it was a seminal work. God, I hate to use the word seminal when it comes to feminist literature.
Seminal wind?
Foundational work in the second wave feminist movement, and there was a big backlash in the third and fourth wave feminist movements because of like exclusion of non-white women, you know, stuff like that. So pretty classic second wave feminism stuff.
Wait, did you guys watch? You guys need to watch. I know neither of you will ever watch it, but I'll tell the listeners, dear, you need to watch this show that was done by Ryan Murphy. It was actually good. It stars Cate Blanchett.
Okay, you lost me at Ryan Murphy, and you almost had me with Cate Blanchett because.
Okay, well, guess what? I'm also going to have you at Margot Martindale, baby. She played Betty Friedan.
Noted character actor.
Margot Martindale was excellent. It's called Miss Americana. I believe.
I've heard of it, yeah.
It was great. It was on FX like probably like 5, 6, maybe 7 years ago.
You love FX.
I do love FX.
FX was kind of good.
What Fargo?
Kinda.
Nip Tuck.
Very good.
Damages.
Damages. We need to do an episode on Damages, and you got to come back on the pod, girl.
We just opened up Pandora's box talking about Damages with you two.
I will never forget the day Julie ruined the series finale for me.
That is tough. We can't even talk about it now.
A canon event for me.
Topic for another pod.
Let's talk about something else going on.
I want to quickly circle back to the smartphone conversation.
Oh, okay.
Just because the phone that you described does not exist.
No, it's coming out.
The Blackberry that they're talking about is not going to have what you desire.
What do you mean?
It's probably going to be like a folding large screen phone with like maybe it has a hardware QWERTY keyboard. But it's not going to be like the Blackberries of the early 2000s, mid 2000s.
No, I know it won't be, but I do want the QWERTY keyboard. That's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great. But right now, that doesn't exist in the market. There's no flagship phone that has a hardware keyboard.
Yes, because as I said, it is coming out.
Is this confirmed, or is this just something vibes?
Justin,
I'm just asking you.
You got to get on TikTok because all the news comes out on TikTok first, and then it comes out through like CNET and other such publications. It's coming out, baby. Somebody was just at a thing, a trade show in China. There was like a big cell phone trade show in China, and the person was there filming.
There's all kinds of consumer trade shows that have prototype phones like this that never see production.
Okay, all I'm hearing is Justin is, as usual, being a hating ass bitch trying to dash my dreams.
Damn.
We will update on the pod when and if this phone comes out. I would love to see it.
It will be happening, and guess what? I'll have been the first podcaster to discuss this, and Blackberry will sponsor that episode and send me a pot.
Do you have any timeline on this? Like when exactly it might drop?
2026.
Mr. News? Oh,
late
next
2026, holiday 2026.
Holiday
Justin.
2026.
And what are the stats?
Right.
I don't know all the details, but I'm just saying I saw it and I'm like, that looks good.
Holiday 2026. I'm looking out for it.
QWERTY
I'm looking out for it. And it's Blackberry branded. Is that right?
Blackberry.
No? Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll hold you to that. I'm going to do some research after the pod, and Editor Justin may come in with some cold, hard facts.
Editor Justin's coming in.
Editor Justin is coming in his pants right now at the thought of coming onto the pod to try to prove me wrong.
I do not appreciate the slander from Geoff, but I did do my due diligence on this topic. As far as I could find, there's no official announcement of a new BlackBerry phone, either from BlackBerry themselves or in a partnership with a larger phone manufacturer. I also couldn't find any rumors or unofficial reports about a new BlackBerry coming around holiday 2026. What I could find is a Chinese company called Xinhua Technologies, which is refurbishing old BlackBerry models with an Android operating system and upgraded chipset, which is pretty cool. My guess is that this is what Geoff saw online. Anyways, let's get back to the show.
Have you guys seen the ad with everyone holding an ice cream cone instead of a phone?
No.
And they're like,
no.
Everyone's like walking down the stairs with an ice cream cone, or they're like taking a photo of the Mona Lisa, or they're like at like a baseball game. And then there's like one woman with a real phone. You might be like the next Google Pixel or something. And they like think outside the box. But it's like, how stupid do we all look holding our phones? It's like everyone looks so dumb with the ice cream. I'm like, oh no, we're in the after times.
I mean, this is the vision of wearables, right? Instead of having to hold a phone, you're just wearing stuff all the time.
We're not doing wearables. Everyone needs to relax.
I agree. I don't really like a wearable either. I would love a phone that I use less,
Anna's taking off her iWatch, everybody. Is that what it's called? iWatch?
Apple Watch?
Apple Watch.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Technology over here. So close. He's got his finger on the pulse of technology, Mr. fucking iWatch.
Okay, but listen. Please make this make sense. We have iBook, iMac, iPhone,
Apple
iPad.
TV.
Okay, well, there's
they
a lot
mix up their
This is exactly why I'm done with this fucking company, because get consistent with your nomenclature.
That's the reason? You're like, the nomenclature is the line for me.
The nomenclature is the line. The human suffering, also not great. The strip mining, not terrible. Just kidding.
Damn.
Well, this podcast is getting a little spicy, so why don't we get into some
hot topics? Did I ruin it?
Can you repeat that, Anna? I just would love to hear the delivery one more time.
Hot topics.
A different approach, I love it. I love it.
It's giving that spooky season flair.
It's giving something. I'm spooked.
We're going to do a box office update to kick off Hot Topics.
I don't feel like that. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I was just giving you a hard time.
What box office?
Film, Anna? So
I saw the Gabby's Dollhouse movie this week.
Oh, interesting.
And I will say that it was kind of funny.
I've heard good things.
And Kristen Wiig nailed it. Mm-hmm. Who else was in it? It was kind of like an all-star cast.
Was it really?
I mean, I guess this is debatable. Gloria Estefan was in it.
Oh,
okay.
That's Gloria Estefan. Yeah.
There was another person.
What about the conga? Remember Gloria Estefan doing that? Come on, everybody, come and shake that conga. Now you cannot hold it in any longer.
Yeah, iconic. Iconic track. What would you say were the themes of Gabby's Dollhouse, Anna?
Gabby's Dollhouse was, I guess, the anxieties of growing up. It was like almost an anti-coming-of-age story.
A Peter Pan story?
Yeah, maybe. It actually had a lot of similarities to Toy Story 3. there was kind of like the disgruntled, villainous, dirty teddy bear that had to seek revenge on their child who grew up and no longer played with them. And then there was also a spork one called like, it wasn't Ricky Bobby, but it was like something of that nature. It was like kind of like a redneck name.
I love a dumb redneck name.
And it was
They'll get me every time.
It was like essentially Ricky Bobby, but it was kind of like a doofy looking, almost like linebacker-esque toy. So they definitely took a few things from the Toy Story 3 playbook, but Kristen Wiig is this kind of like evil, the childless millennial like woman who's disgruntled, and she steals the dollhouse, and then Gabby has to go save all of her friends, and she like pinches her little ears, and then she goes into toy mode, and then her grandmother's Gloria Estefan, and she's like in the house making snacks, and she's like making snacks for like 3 days. She's like, and burning everything. So I don't know. This is an irrelevant fact, but basically,
sounds like a work of genius.
I love this very detailed synopsis.
Yeah,
this is very helpful.
Basically, Kristen Wiig reaches her inner child.
Oh, she's redeemed.
A resolution, with this disgruntled teddy bear that she no longer plays with and puts in the drawer. He's like, I'm never going back in the drawer. So they fight in these multi-dimensional dollhouse scenes. But the playlist is pretty good, I will say.
What are some of the needle drops?
And it was really funny because my mom is like, when Kristen Wiig's on stage, she's like, is that Katy Perry?
Oh my God.
I'm like, close but no cigar.
Not even close. Not very close.
She does kind of look like Katy Perry, like her villainous character and like the outfits. There's a song Kaleidoscope that was pretty good. Like the album was pretty good.
Chappell Roan featured in this film?
No way.
No, we're asking you.
Oh. I was going to say, did I miss that?
Bitch, you're the only one who saw the movie.
I thought Justin's like a reading off of his like Wikipedia side tab.
You said
Sorry.
That Kaleidoscope was a needle drop.
Wait,
different Kaleidoscope.
These aren't like, it's not like popular music. It's like, these are like original
These songs. Are Gabby's Dollhouse originals.
Oh, okay. Yes. That's fun though. That's fun. Yes.
Now, can I ask, did you just see this, you and your mom, as like a mother-daughter experience?
Actually, we were in the entourage to accompany Lena. So it was my niece, my sister-in-law, me, and my mom.
Okay. That sounds fun.
It was funny because you read the Wikipedia thing, and I was like, wow, one of the 3 times I went to the bathroom was Chappell Roan a cameo, and I missed it. Also, going to a children's show, it's just like constantly parents taking their kids to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like a caravan every single second.
Wow.
They should just have one of those ski lifts right to the restroom.
Basically.
I think that Gabby's Dollhouse opened number 2 after One Battle After Another last week.
Okay.
Oh.
This week, I wanted to update because we did talk about Life of a Showgirl last week. And the release party opened at the box office at number 1. It made $34 million.
Okay.
It beat the only other major film, The Smashing Machine, which is an A24 film featuring The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
I love The Rock.
Which only made $5.9 million. It's the lowest ever opening for a movie starring The Rock. So I just wanted to see what y'all thought about that one.
Well, here's what I think about The Rock. I also like The Rock, but I'm sorry, what the fuck does he know about selling shampoo?
This is the second time you brought this up on the podcast.
Is it?
It is, because I listened to that episode.
That is just how strongly I feel about this absolute nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. That is like asking a virgin what the best condom to use is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't make sense. Make it make sense to me. I don't get it.
And in Target, it's like, I'd use this if I had hair.
Really?
It's like a bit, but...
I mean,
like
okay. So that's the joke. Okay. It's like an Old Spice thing. I get it.
The joke's not good enough to actually sell product.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad, but the Rock just has a lot of, like, sway. I think people, in general, underestimate the sway of professional wrestlers on our culture.
Oh, I don't.
I'm not saying that's a good thing.
Gen Z doesn't even know he used to wrestle.
Right. He's just an actor.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Same with, what's his face? The
John Cena?
one. John Cena.
The handsome one. Kind of rude to The Rock, honestly.
Well, no, I mean, I was just saying another handsome one. They're both hot.
Right.
Okay, they can both be hot. I mean, geez. But listen, the Smashing game, firstly, that title sounds like it's a Nintendo.
The Smashing
movie.
Machine.
The Smashing Machine. Okay, that
you Nintendotized it.
It sounds even less of a Nintendo thing, more Chuck E. Cheese now, the Smashing game. Secondly, it looks like it's kind of a ripoff of every boxing movie ever, like The Wrestler, you know?
Was that the one where...
And Emily Blunt is like playing, what's her name? She was in My Cousin Vinny.
Marissa Tomei.
Marissa Tomei. Like, that's literally the character that Emily Blunt is playing. And this is also a character that Heidi Gardner used to do in SNL all the time. Every boxing guy's girlfriend. This is such a trope.
Yeah.
I just don't know how it can be good, but it's getting great reviews.
Well, I watched this one because it's an A24 movie and I have the A24 membership, so I got a free ticket.
Famously, triple A24.
So I did see it. I think this movie is getting good reviews on the goodwill of two particular artists. One is Benny Safdie, who is the director. He's one of the directors of Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems.
Right. Oh my God. Uncut Gems triggered me to a way that I cannot even explain.
I mean, he's like one of the most talented. He won the Silver Lion for directing at the Cannes Film Festival for this film.
Listeners, Anna is having a moment over here.
I almost walked out of the theater 2 times. Like, it's supposed to evoke that from the viewer, but it tickled a part of my brain that I was like, I need to leave. Like,
what is that? The anxiety?
It was just him constantly spiraling, and then like the sounds of it too. Like, everything about that was a sensory overload in like the worst way. I needed like the headphones.
I think it's definitely intended to make you feel stressed out.
And so give me my headphones and my helmet.
Yeah, I had to leave. I didn't leave, but I wanted to.
Damn. So Benny Safdie, who's like a big name, one of the up and coming directors, and then The Rock, who I think a lot of people are kind of rooting for him to take on more serious dramatic roles, and he did do a good job here. Like, he's genuinely great in the role.
Wow, Justin is erasing the influence of one Miss Emily Blunt.
Well, no, that's what I was just about to say.
Justin to erase women from the narrative.
This movie erases women from the narrative. It is like a misogynistic depiction of this guy's ex-wife, basically, that Emily Blunt is playing. Terrible. It's like so one-dimensional. It is that character that you're talking about, like, but they're playing it like it's a straight-up drama, and they're not. It's not campy or ironic in any way. It's just like
it's just a guy who hates his ex-wife.
Misogynistic. The guy in the film is being portrayed as being so patient and kind with his now ex-wife at the time that the movie is portraying it. She is his wife. And she's just like completely unreasonable and insane in the film. And there's not a lot of sympathetic portrayal there. And I just feel like it's a very basic, like you said, Geoff, like archetypical male athlete movie. And it's just a little bit tough.
As discussed many times on the pod, Justin, I'm never wrong.
Point for Geoff.
Oh, thank you. I'll allow it.
Except for maybe about this 2026 holiday season Blackberry, but we'll see about that.
I think that's true, but well.
Point for Emily Blunt too?
Yeah, let's give Emily Blunt a point.
We love Emily Blunt, but I don't know why she keeps taking these types of roles.
What other roles did she take that was like one-dimensional?
Oppenheimer's wife, and Oppenheimer was her latest
Justin,
big role.
Maybe it's because she keeps being relegated to play a mom, a wife.
Well, you can only be a wife and a mother.
That's true.
As the feminine mystique tells us.
That is not what the feminine mystique says.
We have talked on the pod about so many complex female characters that are being portrayed in film these days. Like, she has the opportunity to play those roles. She could be like a Jennifer Lawrence or a Rose Byrne. Like,
who's
there are
agent?
those roles. Yeah, I mean, good question.
Wow.
I just don't understand. It might not even be on her.
Maybe she needs a check.
Yeah.
You know, it can't be cheap with her husband there having to produce everything from his mind. I can't get over that. The mind of John Krasinski.
One film. It was like, what was it? If? Was that the name of the film?
There have been several films. It's like, from the mind of John Krasinski. I'm like, what is happening in there?
It was like,
who's in this mind palace?
A Quiet Place, and then If, I think, were the two. Those were the films that were from the mind of John Krasinski.
Like I said, more than 1 point for me. You're really losing today, Justin. You suck.
When am I ever winning in the points game? Let's be real.
When are you ever winning, period, is a good question that you should ask yourself in the mirror.
Damn. We're getting really, really brutal here on the pod.
Wow.
Geoff, this next hot topic, though.
Okay. This is one that is near and dear to mine heart.
Mm-hmm.
Because
James.
It is about James. It is about one Miss Wendy Williams, who
That's right.
was out in New York City looking healthy, looking fabulous at a fashion show sitting front row. And we love to see that.
Yeah, she also went out to a New York City restaurant that's owned by one of her close friends. And she also was the feature of a New York Mag cover story that just released earlier this week. So it's been a really interesting road for her in this. I don't even know how to describe what's been happening the last like 5 years or so. It's been a little bit of a professional catastrophe, a conservatorship.
I'll tell you how to describe it, Justin. It is an unfair, illegal conservatorship that has been shirked upon her by a corrupt New York judge and people around her orbit who stand to profit from said conservatorship.
Well, I think that what is a little bit scary about the whole situation is that she was already being taken advantage of before the conservatorship.
By her ex-husband.
Yeah.
Stealing her funds.
And allegedly...
And her son.
Oop. Allegedly her son, yeah. I mean...
Let's have that conversation.
The reason why the conservatorship began was because her son was at the bank with her trying to withdraw a large sum of money from her account when she could barely sign her name on the line. And that's when the bank raised flags, and that's why she ended up in a conservatorship.
And I'll tell you this. I have an axe to grind with Wells Fargo for many a reason, some personal, which we won't get into on the pod because I need to be blasting out business like that.
Damn.
But Wells Fargo is a flop financial institution. Wells Fargo, you are on notice. Everyone knows that you're fraudulent. Everyone knows that you... What are you laughing at? This is true. Wells Fargo is all fraudulent. It's fake as hell. They were the ones who raised the flag and told the judge they testified against Wendy Williams, saying she was incapable of managing her own funds. And that is the reason she's in the conservatorship to begin with.
Well, I hate to be that guy, and I do not like Wells Fargo, but if her son had her in the bank and she was not capable of signing her name on the bottom line, and he was asking for $25,000 out of her accounts, it sounds like she was in a state where she was unable to manage her own finances.
Okay, but the bank's like, well, your son's trying to take $25,000 from you because you're not a sound mind to say yes. So actually, we're just going to make him the conservator of your money?
No. They never made him. They said, hey, maybe this person is incapable of making her own decisions, and thus maybe she should be entered into a conservatorship.
Who runs it?
A woman who is not related to her. It's somebody who is an elder abuse specialist, an attorney.
Okay.
Have you all ever seen the movie I Care a Lot?
I haven't, but in talking about this, I have learned about it. It's been recommended to me. Yeah.
Justin, you need to watch it. Anna, it's a movie. It's not a TV show. You need to watch it.
Clearly, this isn't the Lifetime Wendy Williams biopic we tried to watch.
Oh, dear God.
That is another horrible situation. That's also so controversial because they took advantage of somebody who clearly was not well and recorded her, right? This whole thing is tragic.
Oh no, we're talking about the biopic, Justin. That
Lifetime. Oh, there's a biopic. There was also a documentary.
Lord,
okay,
we couldn't get to the opening credits.
We couldn't get through the first 3 minutes. I'm not even kidding. Anna and I were we gotta watch this. We love Wendy. We gotta support Wendy. We
Click.
We put it on and we looked at each other. We're we're good.
I mean, that's what's sad, though, is that I feel in supporting Wendy, are you really supporting her even at this point? You're just supporting this orbit of leeches who are just sucking the finances out of her, right? Whether that be the person who's in charge of this conservatorship or the people who benefited from her businesses, right? All of this is alleged, of course, but her husband, her family, her friends, right? I think it's just such a complicated situation, and it's really tragic, and it's really good. And in this interview, it's made clear that Wendy, it has been improving, right, in her health and her, I would say, sobriety, because I think that substance abuse was definitely a factor here. And that's great to see. And it's good to see that she's looking healthy and she's out and about, So I hope that she gets out of the conservatorship and is able to take control back of her own life and finances. That would be so fantastic.
I'm saying free Wendy.
Free Wendy.
That is our merch. Free Wendy is our merch.
Sure. Jeff, it's so funny because that was literally in my mind 3 minutes ago.
Go.
And I was I'm after Bannies in a Bunch, we're getting free Wendy.
I'm sorry, we're not doing Bannies in a Bunch.
Bannies in a Bunch.
No.
I feel uncomfortable with the word banties.
I do too.
I want it on the butt of some Sophie shirts. Bring back 2005 fashion.
All right.
Okay, James.
Editor
Justin.
Oh my
Free
God.
Wendy.
Yes, we absolutely are freeing Wendy Williams. That's for damn sure.
Well, next hot topic though.
Okay.
Big lamb alert, Jeff.
Lamb alert!
Mariah Carey put out a new album.
Are you part of the Lamely?
I would say I'm a casual Lamely member.
Can someone explain this to me?
Oh my God. Listeners,
Mariah Carey
I don't even know
fandom,
what's
Anna.
happening on this day here. I thought I had my sisters on the pod today, and these are in fact strangers. These are strangers surround me.
Listen, I'm not going to try to pretend like I'm the biggest Mariah Carey fan, but this story about this semi-unreleased grunge album that came out is pretty provocative, pretty exciting. So Jeff, why don't you tell us about this?
Well, Mariah Carey in the 90s recorded a grunge album. Her then husband, who was also the head of Sony Records, Tommy Mottola, refused to allow her to release it because he said it didn't fit with her sound. She did release it, just not under her name for legal reasons, much like Prince, when he was the artist formerly known as Prince.
Mm-hmm.
Also entrapped in a terrible deal with Sony. Sony, you're also on notice. I bet you and Wells Fargo are in bed together at night. I'm sure of it.
I'm sure Disney owns all of them.
I bet that's true.
That's not true.
Bob fucking Iger. It goes all the way to the top.
Okay.
I'd like to speak to Mickey himself.
Dear Mickey Mouse, I am a white woman living in America, and I'm very angry. Anyways, so Mariah Carey did release her grunge album, but it was underneath a different name. It was a band called, or an artist called Chick. It's not available anywhere to stream. You can't listen to it on your iTunes. You can't listen to it on your Spotify. But the only place you can get this is there's physical copies of CDs and cassettes that are on eBay, and they're very expensive. Selling for ungodly prices.
$800. As high as that.
Ungodly prices. Listen, what about this? I have been super interested in physical media, as we have discussed many times on the pod.
We love physical media on the pod.
You're a big fan of Blu-ray.
Oh, you know I love
Big fan of Blu-ray.
Love a Blu-ray.
I love
a
Blu-ray.
4K. Love it.
I also am like getting into CDs because my mom just gave me all for CDs, and she probably has like 400. I was like, this is great. Everyone's into records right now. Records are also going for ungodly prices. I'm like, I'm going to swoop in and pick up some lots of CDs on Facebook Marketplace and the like. I'll have you know, CDs are now being sold for about 15, sometimes 10 if you're lucky, dollars each on,
That's right.
on Facebook.
It's the Y2K revival.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? So I looked into this. I said, what's going on this day here? All the Gen Zs are trying to get physical media too. They're all about like Walkman. They're getting old cars like me they put the CDs in the thing.
They're on this like endless search for nostalgia that they never had.
It's so wild to me. And like, I get it because like what we're in right now is garbage, right? Well, I think we can all agree.
It's the same way that the vinyl wave happened with our generation, right? Like we never grew up with vinyl, but there was a huge boom in that market in specialty circles.
Although I do think it's a little different. I think it's a little different because I think like when the vinyl revolution was becoming a thing for our generation, it was like when we were like late college or just out of college, and it was like the Urban Outfitters like hipsterization of it. Like it was a trendy status symbol to have.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's definitely trendy, but I don't know if it's a status symbol now to have like a Walkman and CDs. I just kind of think it's more about like going to a simplistic past.
I would argue that vinyl never left. Like vinyl's always existed.
True.
Yeah, so have CDs.
Okay.
What about Laserdisc? Remember when the substitute teacher would bust out a Laserdisc?
Those have not always existed. Those are not making a comeback.
Guys, I'm making a Laserdisc comeback. I've just decided here on the pod. Send me your Laserdisc.
Floppy disks next.
I want to.
Floppy disks.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego on a Laserdisc? A DV-ROM.
Oh, what CD-ROM. A throwback. Oh my god.
I think it's really interesting, just the word hipster. I feel like nobody is a hipster anymore, or everybody is a hipster. I think that hipster as a word has just fallen out of fashion, and it's because every subculture is now like a hipster subculture in its own way.
It's so true.
Was like hipster like the first like move against monoculture?
Wow.
I mean, it was a counter. It's hard to call it counterculture because I don't think it was that serious, right?
Yeah, it was like everybody.
Yeah, but I do think it was like a counterculture thing. I guess it's just now there is no monoculture, so everybody falls into their little hipster bubbles, you know? I think, quote unquote hipster, nobody calls them that anymore.
Yeah, everything is so specific now. Mm-hmm. Like you can't, I mean, truly, like even when you and I do Hot Topics, like you and I will put stuff on here and we're like, what are you talking about? What is this? And it's because you and I are in such different corners of the internet in some ways.
Yeah, and we're like pretty close, and obviously we share a lot of tastes because we have a podcast together and we like a lot of the same things, but
we're very close. We're like twins. Twins, Basil!
You know what? I would, upon reflection, would argue that there is a monoculture. I actually went and substitute taught at our high school earlier this week.
Oh my God.
Okay. And Robert E. Fitch High School in Groton, Connecticut.
Yes. 20 years later, they're wearing the same clothes. They're acting the same kind of fool. And there's really like 4 archetypes. There's like the Monster Energy drink guy.
Oh, that was
me.
There's the Cookie Monster pajama, walk the mile. Now they're eating Takis.
Oh, hell yeah. Kind of sick.
That was also kind of Justin.
Only the Takis.
That is still currently Justin.
The junk food girl.
Yeah.
There's like the jocks, the mean girls. Like high school hasn't changed, but maybe pop culture beyond those 4 years has.
That is interesting. So you're saying like the dynamics that were there and have always existed persist to this day.
Yes, and they have that
just like Elizabeth Warren
Abercrombie shirts, and they have the like
they have Abercrombie like with the big logos.
Yeah, and the clogs.
I didn't even know they made those.
Have the logo shirts.
Yeah,
anymore.
they don't even make those anymore.
Abercrombie like
no,
rebranded.
they make like they have those little
oh my god, the
fluffy
camis. Oh yeah,
the fluffy camis and like the crop top things. Like it looked like when we were in high school, they're wearing the same clothes.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's what's happening is that there's like a 2000s revival happening right now. Like, and we've moved past the Y2K era and into like the mid to late 2000s.
We're into McBling.
I didn't see a velour tracksuit, but I will be first in
line. Good look at the student body.
I will be first in line for the velour tracksuit comeback.
You know, I always wanted one.
I had several.
I thought
me and Nikki Smith had a few.
I always wanted like a South Pole like velour tracksuit set. Maybe I should order one off of like Shein or something.
Yeah, that's like going into Halloween costume territory at this point.
That's going into high fashion, Justin.
Okay. Yeah, watch yourself.
Get with the times.
I can't wait for you to all see you wearing that out then to a casual get together. We'll see how that goes.
Hello, fellow kids. How do you do?
Oh, damn. Are we out of touch?
Yes.
I think we're very in touch, in fact.
I'm very in touch with my own interests and culture. You know?
Yes, me too.
It touched me.
It touched me.
Claudette.
All right, with that, why don't we take a quick break, and we'll be right back to talk about our main topic, which is travel. We'll be right back to talk about that.
We love to travel.
What is a topic? And we're back.
Anna, we're so back. And today we're talking about a topic that you suggested to us.
Back to back to back to back to back. Ooh. Okay. Oh, did I just get Justin to beatbox on the pod?
You did. Justin, sing a little bit now.
I love that.
No, I have sung on the pod before. Never forget. Never forget.
It's given a cappella auditions.
Could you imagine the chaos that would exist if we tried to do an a cappella group?
Are you forgetting about when we did, quote unquote, decide to form a band?
Oh my God, what was our band name?
Oh my God, I forgot about the band.
Were we Cargo?
I forgot about band practice. I've been a part of many bands, and I'm saying this in quotes. Anna and I and Zach had a band called Cargo.
Okay.
We
gotta find some of those.
We were electronic hip-opera.
Interesting.
One of our best ideas, I think.
Interesting.
And I think we had like 2 songs that were on MySpace, and they were unlistenable.
Oh my God, MySpace.
What a place for music.
Bring back MySpace, low-key.
But our topic today is not MySpace. It is It is travel.
Teacher says back to topic.
Somebody's got to keep us on track. It was an article on the New Yorker that inspired this that Anna brought to our attention called The Case Against Travel.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into that article, I think, towards the end of our conversation. But first, Anna, why'd you want to bring up this topic? Like, what kind of questions are you looking to talk about today on the pod?
Well, I just think it's fun. I mean, I like to travel. I like to go on friend trips.
I love to travel.
Every time it's like a good activity. And I feel like your wedding, Justin, was kind of like our first like friend trip.
Yeah.
Back, everyone together.
Oh, listen, on my list of people who are on notice is our shared friend group.
Oh.
Because these bitches, I have been trying for years to get us to go on a real ass trip together. And everybody, I'm
Geoff,
like, is it me?
Where do you want to go on the trip? Where have you done any of the work to plan this?
Anna, remember when I tried to get everybody to go to Mexico? Or remember when I tried to get everybody to go to Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
You were the one who was like, I'm not going to Puerto Rico. I've been there 25 times. It's
my
boring.
God. That's obviously not true because I go to Puerto Rico every year.
Girl.
Okay, so let's, outside of our friend group and the drama that's going on there.
I think we just start this whole section over again, Justin. I think you actually just start the whole thing over again. We've had 45 minutes of nothing.
We'll cut around it.
Okay,
Anna, you suggested a couple of prompts for us to talk about travel.
Yes, I got a few questions for you guys.
Sure, hit me up.
All right. You walk into the resort. The host asks you, What can they get you? What is your first drink on vacation?
Good question.
Oh, well, are we in a tropical locale?
You can pick wherever you want to be.
Okay.
Maybe that should have been the first question. Okay, circle back. You have $10,000.
Okay.
Where are you going?
Okay. $10,000. Probably, I would say like New Zealand.
Ooh.
Is that acceptable?
I like
Good
it.
answer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want to say, Justin, is acceptable.
I feel like New Zealand feels prohibitively expensive in my planning now, but if I had that money free to spend, I feel like that'd be where I'd go.
I love that.
I would go to Vietnam.
Ooh.
Vietnam and Thailand. $10,000, I could definitely do both.
Ooh.
I've always wanted to go to both of those countries. I think that they're so insanely beautiful. The weather seems lovely for the majority of the year. There's so much to see. They're ancient cultures. I would love to be completely immersed in the local scene in both countries for like 10 days.
I love that. You could probably go for more than 10 days, I think. You could make a little more out of that.
With $10,000, I'm living the high life while I'm doing. I'm flying nice.
First class?
Ooh, I'm not flying first class. I'm flying business.
Okay. I want the lay down seats if I'm flying to Asia.
Well, that would be nice. You know what I've always thought, though? I've always thought if I'm going to go to Eastern Asia, then it's almost like an around the world in 100 days situation, or 80 days. What was that movie or book?
Around the world in 80 days.
80 days. I think I would like actually hit somewhere like in Europe, then do somewhere that's like, I wouldn't say like Middle East, but like Turkey or something like that. And then continue on that way. Like, I think I'd go the other way because I don't think I could do too well in a plane for very long. Flying home from LA or San Francisco when I used to travel for work was exhausting to me. And I was like, get me the fuck out of this tin can, bitch.
Yeah.
6 hours, and then it's like I can tap out.
Yeah.
I would go to the Galapagos.
Ooh, good choice. I was thinking about that one.
Galapagos.
On maybe an eco-nature tour. Go to the different places. See all the birds, because I'm a crazy bird lady.
You fucking love birds.
Oh, you're also into birds?
Type creatures.
Yeah, so when a woman reaches her 30s, they have to pick an animal, and suddenly it's their entire personality and house decor. Mine is birds.
Well, I don't know about house decor, but I also am into birds. I love pointing out a bird when I'm on a walk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just put a bird on it, you know?
Yeah, love a bird.
I saw a blue heron when I was in Washington.
A great blue heron?
Oh my God, huge.
They're
gigantic. A dinosaur.
Birds. People don't understand. This is the thing about birds is people don't know how big they actually are.
I love seeing a bald eagle in Rock Creek Park. They're large. They're bigger than you would expect. This is the
true thing about birds. People think like, oh, it's a bird. They see it way up in the air, but then when they see one up close, they're always like, holy fuck, that thing is huge and it's a dinosaur.
Next prompt, Anna.
We're getting back on track. Okay, so you're at your lovely resort.
Sure.
In New Zealand. I actually went on a crazy date with a Kiwi once. And we can circle back to that on our 4th hour of tangents.
On the 4th hour of the Today
On the 4th
show.
Hour of tangents. It was terrible. So I got beef with New Zealand for no reason other than that.
Wait, Justin, if you go to New Zealand, are you doing the Lord of the Rings style tour?
Of course he is.
I mean, I'm not really, we've talked about this. I'm not really a big Lord of the Rings head. I'm mid.
I think everybody would be surprised by that if you saw our recent text exchange.
Yeah, I sent you that because I knew that you're interested in the two things that the meme that I sent were about, which is A, hating on AI, and B, Lord of the Rings. I was like, Geoff would love this. Editor Justin back again. I realized in editing that neither of us explained this post. Basically, it's a Blue Sky post where ChatGPT convinces Isildur to keep the One Ring after cutting it off Sauron's hand. So I'll put the link to the post in the show notes if you're curious. Let's get back to the show.
Justin, you were so right, and that's very thoughtful of you. Point for you.
Thank you.
Point for Justin.
I think it's just a really naturally beautiful area.
And we love that.
Yeah.
We love nature.
You arrived to your beautiful resort in Thailand. You've gotten to your wonderful villa in the New Zealand countryside. The innkeep, or the host of this resort, asks you what you would like for your first drink. What are you ordering?
I want an ice cold Budweiser. Bud Heavy.
Bud Heavy is so funny.
Just kidding. I want a sidecar.
Ooh, a sidecar. Okay.
Ooh.
Justin, what about you? What are you having?
It's a good question. I think I would probably do, my knee-jerk reaction is margarita. But I guess if I'm in New Zealand, I'm probably not getting a margarita.
I would say you're not getting a good margarita in New Zealand. That's just a guess that I have.
I might get a beer. I feel like a nice light.
I'll have something basic, like a beer.
I would probably do like a Pilsner or something. Like something light,
small beer.
Fresh, crisp. Just a few small beers, you know?
Yeah. A few small ones.
What drink would you get?
Having?
Well, I might have an Aperol Spritz or woman with orange drink. Funny story once, I drank all the Aperol in a resort in DR.
Oh my God.
Like, I like to think that I was an influencer because I was ordering a Russian spritz. They put a shot of vodka into an Aperol Spritz.
That sounds like a hangover in a glass.
Wait, isn't that already... That's how I've always made Aperol Spritz, with like vodka, the champagne, the Aperol.
I don't think there's actually vodka in the...
There's no vodka in an Aperol Spritz.
Well... you must not have my version.
Very easy recipe. 3 parts Prosecco, 2 parts Aperol, 1 part seltzer water.
Okay. Well, I replaced the seltzer water with the vodka.
So I'm at this resort,
Listen,
and they run out.
If you're not drinking to get drunk, what's the point?
Well, I think some people like to pace themselves.
Flavor.
Especially if you're like drinking all day.
Okay, I'm here with a bunch of
and
fucking
you're in the
squares
sun.
on the pod. Never mind. Wrong audience.
Remove points for us. How's that work?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely...
10 points from Gryffindor.
Buenos puntos. Para los dos.
So I go and I'm like, can I get an Aperol Spritz? It's like day 3. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, miss. Like, we've run out of Aperol. And I was like, how do you run out of Aperol?
Do you want to do that accent again?
I know, I'm about to be canceled. They're like, we've run out of all the Aperol in this resort. And I was like, how? They're like,
you drank it all?
Essentially.
You drank it all, you big bitch?
It's honestly kind of a flex. Pretty cool.
So I would like to think that I was an influencer. People saw me with the orange drink and they said, I'll have what she's having.
Wow. Are you saying that you inspired Charlie's partnership with Aperol?
I think I did.
Damn.
I could see it. You guys have the same hair.
You guys gonna collab?
Both half Indian.
I actually watched before coming here. I've been trying to watch When Harry Met Sally, but it's like actually a terrible movie. So I'm watching it and they finally get to the scene in Cat's Deli. And I had never, seen the whole thing. I've never really even seen the movie. So she's doing the whole thing. And then there's this guy with like a Yankees hat behind her who's kind of like the third character in the scene, staring and looking at her like, what? And I'm just thinking, wow, typical Yankees fan who's never seen a woman orgasm.
Oh!
Damn, shots fired. That's a point for you.
Let's go.
For a bold take.
Okay.
Point for me. And I just found it really funny. He was like the third character.
Next prompt, Anna.
All right, this one I feel very passionately about.
Okay.
Airbnb or hotel?
Okay.
Geoff, you go first. I can sense you have feelings.
I do have feelings. I have had a lot of Airbnbs in my day, and I would say a lot of them are very annoying. The amount of Airbnb hosts who are chill, normal people are few and far between.
Rare.
Normally, they're just like insane people who do insane shit. Like, remember when we rented our first New Year's house up in the hills of Connecticut, in the Northwestern Hills?
Of course, yeah.
And the lady's friend commented on our post and was like, this is way more than 8 people, because there was 9 people in the photo. And then the host messaged me and was like, why did you have more people than you're supposed to in my house? It's unacceptable. I'm going to give you a bad rating, blah, 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 blah.
Yep. Didn't she comment thinking she was sending it to a friend, but accidentally, like, can you believe these people had 12 people in their house?
It was boomers on Instagram.
She was trying to send it to a friend with that comment, and instead she accidentally commented on the photo. That's what was happening.
Boomers on Instagram.
We weren't lying that somebody was just visiting for dinner. Literally. And then they left.
Yeah. It ended up being fine. And then we had like a lovely host who liked us so much and was so chill and was like, let's save us both money and like, let's just do this off of Airbnb and we can just like make a contract via text message. And we did that for like 3 years and it was great.
Yeah, that was crazy. That
guy was so nice.
And you were like, is it okay if we write up a contract? And he was like, yeah. Like not even scared off by that. Which
no, he was so chill, like one of the kindest people and a beautiful home.
And you guys, correct me if I'm wrong, broke something every single year.
One year.
When you say,
hold on.
I'll bleep out these names, but just to be clear, neither Geoff nor I were the people breaking these things.
No, but
of course not.
Yeah.
Collectively, we broke something.
Did. Somebody as that was a part of the
One year
group.
was a coffee table. 1 year it was the front yard.
The screen door.
1 year was the screen door. Yeah, it was always something.
But we always told them about it, and we were like, we will pay for this if you would like for us too, etc. Yeah.
But you know what? Unless you're going like a group trip where there are ample restrooms and it's like everyone's down to share things and there are people you could travel well with and share the same space, you got to do a hotel.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm too old to be doing the Airbnb thing with people who are like not chill or who are particular. And I'm particular too. I will fully admit, and you both will agree. I like things a certain way.
Yeah, I feel like my tolerance and generally people's tolerance for Airbnb goes down the older you get. And that's partially because you make more money as you get older and you can afford to not have to cram like 12 people into a tiny Airbnb that has like, like a bunch of air mattresses or whatever. And part of it is just, I think you don't necessarily want to share your space with people.
Right.
So I think there's like a lot of variables that play into this. Ideally, I mean, if I have enough money to spend on hotel rooms for my entire party, we're doing hotel rooms. But sometimes just logistically, you're planning a group trip and it's like, okay, we got 12 people going and that a subsection of those people are like, okay, my budget's $200. Like that's just not viable for a hotel room. So you're going to have to find an Airbnb. So I guess it just depends on the variables, but like, yeah, money notwithstanding, I would definitely say hotel.
I was once, I think it was like 2016. This is like the before times. I was staying in an Airbnb with some like grad school friends in Barcelona. We get there. We're on public transit. That's how long ago this was. Like I'm like broke. I'm like, we're going to take the subway there from the airport. Yep. So we get off and of course we don't have service or internet. We have to find a cafe with WhatsApp. The owner is like, come meet me at my storefront. So then we have to like screenshot the map, find the storefront in Barcelona, get the keys, then like go to the other side of town to get to the Airbnb. Then we go up and it's like a copy of a copy of a copy type of key. We can barely open the door. We're like, well, we can't call them and say this is the wrong key. We somehow rig it so we can get in. And I was like, this is the last time I'm doing an Airbnb. I'm like, this isn't for me. This is not for me. I just want, like 100 towels. I don't want to have to clean up before I show up, clean up when I leave. We can do that at home.
The cleaning up of the Airbnb when you have to pay a cleaning fee is crazy to me. It should be outlawed.
I agree. I'm like, I'm going to leave it as I would a hotel room.
Like, I'm not trashing the place. I'm not like Mick Jaggering your home, but like...
The bed's unmade.
The bed's unmade, and I'm not stripping it. I'm paying $150 for a cleaning fee. What the fuck for?
Well, I will say a big part of this is that I think Airbnb began as like, okay, I'm going to be away for X number of days, and I might as well make some passive income, so I'm going to be renting out my literal home, a place where I live, to other people.
So millennial coded.
Right? That's like where it started, and now it's like there's entire like businesses industry based around the fact that they just own these properties that 365 days out of the year are fully rented out to Airbnb customers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's unethical. It's like taking away real estate. It's like increasing the cost of living for people that actually live in that town.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know there is a town near us? I don't know why I'm being secretive about it.
Are we bleeping this town?
I don't know why I'm being secretive about it.
A little town called...
No, but like in Norwich, which like used to be one of the least expensive places to buy property in our area. There are so many Airbnbs there now for the casinos.
Yeah.
3-bedroom, 4-bedroom homes, and it's like sleeps 8, sleeps 9, sleep 12 people, blah, blah, blah. No events. It's like all these people are coming in, going from this like one town to the casinos and back. They're not patroning the local economy. And they're making like the cost of those houses like go like way the fuck up. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting parallel with the New Yorker article that we'll talk about in a little bit for sure.
Andrew was telling me that he rented an Airbnb for a wedding. He was like, the house was very nice. It was like a historic home, downtown Mystique, great distance, walking distance.
Oh, for your wedding?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he said on the bottom of like every mug, every plate, there was like, not a barcode, but like, it was like 1, 2, 3. So they would go count the mugs in between them. I'm like, girl, if you lose a mug, renting your home out for like $1,000 a night, relax.
You know what? I call that a cost of doing business.
Yeah, I agree. People are unreasonable and they all have Airbnbs.
Yeah, it's so true. We got to do hotels, you guys. And you know what? I love a boutique hotel. And where are they all at? Now everything's a fucking Courtyard, a Hilton.
They exist in like rural areas, like areas that are not very well populated, you know?
Okay, here's the thing though. In these rural areas, there are all these B&Bs. bed and breakfast, not Airbnb. And I would say that B&Bs are of varying quality based on where the locality is and how busy they are.
For sure.
And I don't want that. I want to go to boutique hotels where hospitality is the name of the game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think there's a big difference between that.
There is a difference. There's a difference between a B&B and a boutique hotel.
B&B feels like you're staying at your great Aunt Muriel's home.
Yeah.
You know? There's doilies everywhere and those old style like gas looking lamps.
Yep.
You know, there's like one outlet that's kind of janky and your phone charger won't quite stay in it for some reason. It kind of hangs out. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day, if I'm getting bed bugs, I don't want to also have to do my dishes too. and that's on period.
And at the end of the day, it is what it is.
At the end of the day, the dolls are the dolls, you know?
And at the end of the day, the dolls are the dolls.
Okay, next prompt, Anna.
All right.
Is this a two-parter? Just like we do not have time for any of this.
Okay, I have one for Justin.
Okay, Justin.
Oh, okay.
Listen up, Justin.
Your friend books your flight for the wrong day, and you don't find out until you're at the airport. What are you doing?
Oh, that's a tough one. Okay, so a little bit of context. We talked about when I accidentally bought the wrong tickets for a music festival.
I don't know if we've talked about it enough, honestly.
It's been 0 days.
It's been brought up on the pod, and that's the context behind this question. You're saying I'm the one who's at the so I'm now at the airport and my ticket's for the wrong day.
Yeah, obviously it was your fault.
Right. It was my fault, but I'm at the airport. I mean, I guess I'm going home and then I'm coming back the next day. Like, how off is the date?
It was yesterday, though. You were supposed to be at the airport yesterday. Just like we were supposed to be at the concert on Saturday, but we showed up on Sunday.
Well, this is a tough one. I think you just call the airline and you're honest about your mistake and you're like, can I potentially transfer the ticket? And also, I think that you would usually notify you if you missed your flight, right? Like if you don't scan into your flight, they're like, hey, what's up? Is this okay? It's a little bit different than a concert ticket where it's like if you don't show up, nothing happens.
Okay. I've never missed a flight to know. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to like the kiosk.
Yeah, you're
crocodile tearing it a little bit. And then if that doesn't work, I'm going full Karen.
Oh. Nobody can Karen as hard as Anna. That's the thing.
That's absolutely true.
Listen, I'm just a goal-oriented woman, and I do not like to be played.
I think you're mispronouncing Karen when you say that.
Correct.
Okay, next prompt.
Okay.
Hold on, time out. Is Karen inherently misogynistic? We only care about bitchy women, but when a man is, he's determined. And he gets what he wants out of this world.
I actually had this conversation with somebody recently, and we were like, what's the man name for Karen? And we were like, maybe...
It's a Chad, right?
Frederick? No, a Chad is like a bro-y guy.
Okay.
A Chad is like a hot guy.
Oh. Yeah, there's different interpretations. Like an absolute Chad is somebody who's like...
A Chad is like a hot guy, like a 10 out of 10. Like you want to be a Chad.
Okay.
But it's like, this is like in the incel community, like a Chad is like the ideal masculine man.
Well, we have our resident incel specialist, expert.
Incel is mainstream now, unfortunately.
It is. I mean, people know about it, but nobody wants to be one. But what I'm saying is like, it's more complicated than just like, Chad rules.
Sorry, Justin, answer the question. I don't think we've let you.
I was saying I've had this conversation. We were talking about what the name would be. And we were like, maybe like a William.
Okay.
Who goes by his full name and doesn't abbreviate it.
No, it's definitely a Bill.
You think Bill abbreviated?
Karen and Bill?
Karen and Bill, yes.
Karen and Bill.
Karen and Bill at the local Christopher's.
Exactly. Karen and Bill are regulars at your local dive bar and Applebee's. And if they do not get their $1 margarita, and they will be 10 minutes late to happy hour, the manager's hearing about it.
They take their hat off when God Bless America's playing.
Stand for the flag, kneel for the cross.
I do think that dads in general have Karen energy and they don't get enough shit for it.
Oh.
Dads at a Little League game? Karen.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
The dads are out here absolutely wildin'.
They love to complain at a restaurant.
They love to complain at a restaurant. It's their favorite pastime, in fact. I went on vacation with another family, and the dad on the vacation, who will remain unnamed, put a pile of money in the center of the table and said to the server, for every mistake you make, I'm taking out another $5.
Haig, instantly.
And he literally did. And it was so absolutely mortifying and embarrassing.
Can you imagine that man at Dunkin'?
I walked out of Dunkin' Donuts today, girl. I was so mad. I went in to get my coffee, and I don't go to Dunkin' for coffee, and you know that I don't like Dunkin' Donuts. But
we have cigarette water at home.
I sure do. I could go downstairs and ask my crazy neighbor.
Okay, travel or vacation. These are two very different things.
And Anna, I'm so glad that you have brought this distinction to the pod, because
this is related to the New Yorker article for sure.
This is the perfect platform to discuss this. I have a lot of thoughts about this. There's a huge difference between traveling or going on a trip and going on a vacation.
Yes.
Distinct things. I was trying to explain this to my coworkers the other day. One of my coworkers was traveling with her family. She was like, "We're going on vacation." I said, "What are you doing?" "We're flying to Milan. Then we're going to Vicenza. Then we're going on a guided tour of Venice." I said, "Girl, you're going on a trip." And she said, "Well, it's vacation." Yeah. And I was like, no. Those are two very separate things. I said, vacation is when you go, you're lounging. You don't really have a plan. You have a loose idea of, we're probably going to get dinner. After this tonight, we're going out to the bars, or we're going to stay in tonight, and tomorrow maybe we'll do karaoke. That is like a vacation. It's like loose plans, no time-bound activities that have to be done. A trip is when it's like, I'm doing this and this and this on this day. We're seeing these sites. We're going to this museum. We have this itinerary set up. And I am like, I have enough plans in my life. I don't need another one when I'm now away from my home and all of my accoutrements that make my life survivable. I'm going on vacation. I want to chill and vibe.
I love that.
I think I feel differently than you. Okay, so a vacation, I think there's a big difference because you don't necessarily need to travel to be on a vacation. Thus the term staycation. So that's a whole other thing.
Okay, yeah. Third thing.
I think that's the most important difference. I think you can travel without taking a vacation. Like if you're like, okay, I'm traveling for a wedding, or I'm traveling for like a family reunion or something. That's not a vacation.
Yeah, because you have things to do.
Right, like it's a specific activity.
You're expected to be somewhere at a certain
Or if you're traveling
time.
for work, right? You can travel for work, but that's not a vacation, obviously, because you're working.
Yeah.
So like
Exactly.
those are the biggest things. But I do think that, I mean, it sounds like to you, a highly itinerized trip is not a vacation.
Absolutely not.
But I do think that for some people, that is a vacation.
And some people are crazy.
Some people are terminally organized. It couldn't be me, and that's not my preferred way of taking a vacation. But for some people, that's how they prefer to do it. And I think whatever people see as leisure,
that's a trip,
is vacation. And some people see that as leisure. So that's my perspective.
You know, and this is the time that we should really bring to the pod and use our platform for good. And, you know, the mental health crisis in America is very real. And everybody should do whatever they need to do to take care of themselves and be well. And we'll include a hotline in the notes if you're a person who feels that they have to be completely organized when they're traveling.
Wow. To piggyback on, speaking of mental health, I'm a huge fan of escapism. And I think that's why I go on so many trips, whether or not they're financially responsible, ethical, or even, you know, work out in life. But I do enjoy them. And I do feel like a vacation is like a resort or a cruise or like maybe some domestic destination like Virginia Beach, Miami. These are vacations. I'm chilling by a body of water. I don't have many plans. I'm swimming. I'm having a few drinks. We're getting dinner. And this is like a 3 to 4 day type situation. Traveling is like, I'm going to a destination. I'm going to engage in culture. I'm going to see a natural wonder. I'm going to, you know, support the local economy, try some exotic food.
Behold experience. The natural wonders of the world.
Yeah, like
honey.
For me, that's...
So you're saying that's not a vacation?
I'm saying that's travel. Vacation, when I'm thinking of vacation, I'm thinking of relaxation.
So doing nothing. You're talking about doing nothing.
Yeah.
Western relaxation.
Okay.
Relaxation, whereas traveling is an adventure.
I guess my question, and maybe where this is getting into the article, right? So maybe let's transition into that conversation.
Okay.
Which talks about a lot about like the philosophical and spiritual benefits or lack thereof in travel. And I guess if your goal in a vacation is just to be leisurely, is it just a mental block of doing that in your own space that prevents you from not spending money and doing nothing in your own space?
I would say oftentimes I vacation somewhere that's warm that also has a nice body of water, which 10 months of the year where we live is not accessible. Mm-hmm. So I want to be in the sun at the beach.
You could just wait until those 2 months of the year to take time off.
Yeah. There's only 1 month of the year, basically, that you can really swim in New England. Maybe.
I guess, yeah.
There is something to be said of going to a location in which your day-to-day life, where you're removed from that. And to me, that is part of what a vacation makes. Like, I need to not have the responsibilities of my everyday life, which are cumbersome. Mm-hmm. And I need to be able to fully unwind and be in a new surrounding.
Yeah.
It titillates me. It excites me. It's the joie de vivre.
It's the novel experience of it all.
But isn't I guess that's what I'm saying. That's counter to what you're talking about when it comes to trip versus vacation. Like, the novelty is not in the doing nothing. It's in the new locale.
Yes, it's in the being somewhere different.
And you experience the new locale by planning to do things in that new locale, right?
No, I'm not planning to do things if I'm taking
But you are doing things. It's the planning.
If I'm going on a trip, that's different.
Well, Justin, I will say also.
Wait, we never, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm happy to talk about the article. You never named the title of the article, who it's by, or in what publication it's named.
He's going to right now. It's even in the show notes.
So it's a New Yorker article called The Case Against Travel, and it's by Agnes Callard, I believe. That's how you pronounce her last name.
What about that name, Agnes?
Aggie.
Agnes. Edna.
Geoff, how do you feel about the name? Because I feel like you have an opinion.
Well, I just think it's like a fun old-timey name, that's all.
Okay, I agree. I would agree with that.
It's like a witch's name.
Agnes.
Wow.
Agnes.
But the article is in the New Yorker. It dropped in 2023. We'll put the link in the show notes for sure. I think it mostly tackles, again, whether or not traveling is truly like spiritually fulfilling. And I do think it tackles one thing that I really hate about having a conversation with people when you meet them for the first time. Like, I think it's a real red flag when you talk to somebody and you're like, hey, so like, what are you into? And they're like, well, I really like to travel. That is like the most boring possible thing you could say ever. Because, like, no shit, everyone likes to travel.
No,
some people actually don't.
I'm going to disagree with you, Justin.
Some people
I think the most boring thing you can say is hang out with my friends.
Okay.
It's like, no kidding.
Okay, well, there are literally more boring things you can say. But saying that I like to travel is... No, I'm not saying from hanging out with your friends. What I'm saying is that if the best you got is traveling, that's like a nothing burger person.
Justin, I took a moment for comedy. You shut it down. This is unacceptable.
This is a classic play.
This is a classic play.
Well, how do you guys feel about people who say, like, my biggest hobby is traveling?
Well, for some people, that is their biggest hobby.
And those people are boring.
Some people...
You think Anna's boring?
Anna has actual interests.
Some people place value in doing things outside of their comfort zone. I do think as a society, we shouldn't consider travel like this pinnacle of like achievement. People feel like travel is like an achievement, which this article actually addresses, which I think is dumb. It's one exclusionary.
It's very classist.
Yeah, it's honestly, a lot of places you travel are not necessarily safe for everybody.
Oh, 100%.
You know, like you can't really go to a lot of places.
There's a lot of countries I won't be going to anytime soon for at least 2 reasons.
At baseline, I think that is an important aspect of why travel shouldn't be your only hobby.
Right.
But I do think when people are meeting each other, they're kind of trying to size up if we have any like shared interests, shared values. There are some people that just don't. They were like homebodies
for commonality.
They're like, I don't want to go out. I want to stay home. I want to watch Netflix. I don't want to order takeout, and that's fine.
I kind of disagree with the fact that it's fine. Maybe this is a hot take. I think that there is a rotten bed.
Justin doesn't want you to travel, and Justin also doesn't want you to stay home. I don't know what Justin wants you to do.
No, if you are asking somebody what their hobbies are, bed rotting is not a hobby. Traveling is not a hobby.
Okay, define hobbies.
This podcast is a hobby of Geoff and I's.
Spricky.
DJing.
Actually, people have a lot of comments about 2 men with microphones. I was
just going to say that.
Read Twitter.
I would say a lot of people say that this hobby of ours is much more problematic than any of the 2 that you named.
They say,
whoa, no, I disagree with that. I think, as a man with a microphone talking to another man with a microphone,
mute them.
At least we are like producing something. Bed rotting is not actually productive. Something. Like, it's literally just you're doing nothing. No, it's not.
You must create something to be a hobby.
I want to challenge this notion that You are what you create.
No, I don't think that either. You're putting words in my mouth.
I'm not putting any words in anyone's mouth. I'm saying that there is an existing notion in the world that your worth is what you produce. And that is a capitalist mindset that I do not participate in. Chaperone claps.
I think that producing things that you enjoy is different than making money from things that you are producing.
Maybe let's say creative endeavors.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And when you're being creative, you're producing something creative, whether that just be a one-time performance, whether that be a podcast, whether that be, like a poem, some writing. Like, these are all outputs of a creative endeavor. And you're not necessarily making money off of those things, Right. And that is by definition a hobby, like crafting, like carpentry or whatever. That's a hobby. These are things that you can enjoy that are like
gardening.
Actually fulfilling. Yeah, and athletic endeavors as well, like running. Maybe you play tennis. Maybe there's all kinds of things.
I have to say, I find athletic endeavors to be very boring. I do.
There's like community to it.
You
and your pickleball girlies.
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with it. I'm not saying that they're not useful and serve purpose and bring value to people's lives. I'm saying if people tell me they like to work out or tell me whatever, I'm like, that's kind of boring, but okay.
Well, yeah, that's because for you don't share that interest.
Exactly. So my point being, this is all very subjective. And I don't really think it's cool to poo-poo anybody's hobby, whether or not you think it's a hobby or not.
I'm poo-pooing bed
Don't
rotting.
yuck our yum.
Don't yuck our yum, batch. You're nasty.
Negative points for
nasty
Justin.
And toxic. You love Life of a Showgirl too?
We talked about this on the clubbing episode. There is a whole like vibe that's happening right now where it's like, I'd rather just like curl up in bed and do nothing than ever go out. And I think that's problematic. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why the clubs are shutting down in Brooklyn.
Than ever engage in community, than ever try to do anything creative, than ever try to be fulfilled in any way. I'd rather just be depressed and watch Netflix. Like, that's crazy to me.
That is sad. And it is not good. And it's also not fun to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to challenge Justin's idea that a hobby is some type of creative output.
I gave other examples, community building, athletes.
But I'm saying, I think if you plan a friend trip, you are creating a lot of things there. 1, you're making the itinerary. 2, you're getting everybody together to agree on something. 3, hopefully you're picking the correct date for the day you bought the tickets. Point for me. And then 4, the most important part is that you are sharing in these experiences that you will remember forever. Like, for instance, when we all were at that watering hole after your wedding, and we all jumped, like, it was like we were all coming back to the water, and it was just like a very beautiful moment. And we were all chilling.
Romantic.
And exactly. And I feel like we'll remember those things like for years to come. And I think creating shared experiences could be a hobby.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, okay.
Creating community is a hobby.
I think that hobby maybe is the wrong word than what I'm trying to say here.
Pastime?
Not even a pastime, because I think it's just like, if you live a full life, you are hanging out with your friends and having meaningful interactions with them and generating community.
Okay.
And I think that that's not necessarily a hobby. Like, a hobby, I think, has this like craftsmanship element to it, where it's like you're bettering yourself in some way. And you are improving as a person when you build community.
I feel improved and better spending time with people that I care about.
Yeah. And I think that people wouldn't generally consider building community as a hobby. It's more important than a hobby. It's living a full life. You know what I mean? I feel like a hobby is like an add-on to a full life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like a solo activity that you can do with or without community. More important than that is building a community. And I guess going back to travel,
I was just going to say, we've really veered off the course.
The problem with travel is that often you're traveling and you are moving away from your community. I agree with you talking about group trips. And in the example of our wedding, we were literally getting married. That's like a very meaningful moment in our lives that I wanted all the people who we love to be there for. But like, most trips are not like that. Most trips are like, I'm going on a cruise to be away from things so I can just like do nothing. And I feel like that is a different thing than like hanging out together as a community at a wedding.
I don't know. All I'm hearing is Justin hates joy.
I will say though, like
to me,
when you're all together, like on this trip and these things happen and you're like, oh, remember when this happened on Tuesday, or we met that crazy person at the bar, or like XYZ, you remember them, for years to come. Maybe you wouldn't like just hanging out on a regular old Tuesday yapping like Geoff and I do. But you know what I mean? Like, I do feel like going to some new location, having some novel experience, and being with a group of people creates an environment that is like meaningful. Just like, you know, the girls in White Lotus, you know, like this, there's like something special about everyone being together somewhere different.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole reason why in like every television show ever, if it runs long enough, there's always an episode or series of episodes when the cast is pulled out of their normal setting and goes somewhere new, because all of those new variables create like a fun, not diversion, but like a new different dynamic, something special and something unique and something that's like out of the normal. And like at the end of the day, isn't that what we're doing when we're traveling? We're just spicing things up and changing up the setting a little bit. And I think that's a good thing. I think people want to like, you know, vary from the routine.
I think that, okay, so like just everything's a spectrum, right? There's a gradient here. I think about, and this is going to be maybe a cut that I'm not sure if you've seen the entirety of Parks and Rec, Anna. Not 100% sure. But there's an episode, there's Justin Theroux as a character who's dating Leslie Knope in the show.
Hot.
He is
very
so
hot. And that's
cute.
kind of like his character in the show too, is it's like he's a get for Leslie. But like there's something that's not clicking with them and like Leslie can't really identify it. But there's a plot line where he tries to get her mom and like this lost love that she found many, many years ago together. And Justin Theroux's character basically like finally ends up trying to get them together and it kind of falls apart. And then after it falls apart, he just goes around telling everybody else about the fact that it fell apart because it was a great story. And then Ron comes up to Leslie and she's like kind of upset with Justin. That's his character's name as well. And she's not sure why she's upset. And Ron's like,
something in the name.
And Ron's like, it's because he's a tourist. He's just like collecting experiences so that he can tell stories about it to other people. And he's not really generating community. He's not around for the long haul. It's all about novelty for him, right? Yeah. And that's where I think novelty can be an issue at the far end of the spectrum, right? And I think what you guys are talking about, we're all somewhere in the middle of the spectrum where we don't have the financial capability to go on trips all the time, to like truly be novel all the time and travel solo.
You don't know about me. I got stuff going on.
Oh, where are you going?
I got money.
You don't know about my credit score.
I got money, baby.
Yeah. So like, but what I'm saying though, is that I think a lot of what this article talks about and like the people who I find the most boring and kind of lame are people who all they do and all they post about and all they talk about are their travels.
You don't like tourists.
Yes.
No one likes tourists.
No, and nobody does. And I think you're right.
Yeah.
I feel like I went to school with a lot of people who were just like social tourists. Like they didn't form any deep relationships with people. They were there for a good time, not a long time. And as soon as it was, you know, best for them, they were out of there and on to the next thing. Like I agree with you for sure. But I think that that's like a very nihilistic approach to look at traveling and be like, yeah, this is what everybody does. No one's actually cares. Everyone's just here for a good time. And I'm like, I don't really think that that's true, or really thinking about the context in which people are traveling, which like Anna said is often with people they care about, with loved ones, making memories. I think if you want to look at it purely from an economical standpoint, that's a different conversation. And like, if you want to look at it like ethically about like, are we just like profiting, even not monetarily, but just like in our own experiential way off of existing communities and not contributing anything to them? Absolutely, we can have a conversation about that. But otherwise, I think that like there's nothing wrong with wanting to change the scenery, to spend time with the same people in a different way.
I think that's a weakness of the article.
I agree.
It's very single person.
Right, exactly. It's talking about the traveler as the individual and not as a group of individuals.
100%. I'm not traveling alone like that.
So I do think that's a weakness of the article, but I do think that the whole community aspect is related to the ethical aspect of it, right? Because if you're traveling somewhere, you're not generating community in that place. You're like actively not, right? You're more of like a siloed mini community of your own making that's separated from the local community.
But also, there are a lot of communities that have been shaped by tourism. And now the community that is like the people that live there is actually completely disparate from the community that is patroned and visited by and profits from the tourists. So, I mean, like, it's a very nuanced
Is that a good thing, though? Yeah, that's a complicated question.
I cannot say that I have a take on whether it's a good or a bad thing, because I think that there are lots of good things and also lots of bad things from it. So I don't think that I'm well-traveled enough to have a strong opinion on it one way or the other.
Well, there is actually a global code of ethics for tourism.
Oh, here we go.
Bloop.
Yeah, and it's really kind of about minimizing negative impacts on the environment, cultural heritage, and societies. And there are quite a few sustainable and responsible tourism suggestions, and there are a few principles. So tourism as a factor of sustainable development, tourism and cultural heritage, benefiting host countries, as you said. I actually have a really great takeaway from this article that I think mirrors everything that we just said. And it goes, the single most important fact about tourism is this. We already know what we will be like when we return. A vacation is not like immigrating to a foreign country or matriculating at a university, starting a new job, or falling in love. We embark on those pursuits with the trepidation of one who enters a tunnel, not knowing who she will be when she walks out. The traveler departs confident that she will come back with the same basic interests, political beliefs, and living arrangements. Travel is a boomerang. It drops you right where you started.
Well, whoever wrote that must have not done what I did and gone to the Costa Rican rainforest and done ayahuasca with a shaman.
I actually love that quote, and that was my favorite part of the article when I read it. I think the travel is a boomerang is such a great line.
Yeah.
And I think, because I was thinking when I was reading, I was like, okay, but what about like Ben, for example, who is in the Peace Corps? Or like, what about when I moved to DC for my job? Or what about, there's all kinds of examples where people move for life reasons. And I think that is totally different. And it's because of this, right? It's like we are thinking of travel as a finite trip.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just to escape, and then you leave.
This has been a great combo.
I feel like I've butchered this entire episode.
Why don't we break, and we'll come right back with our What's Goods.
And we're back.
We're so back. And what I would say a wide-ranging convo we just had.
I would say there were no guardrails on this convo.
Conversation is a strong word.
I tried my hardest, tried to keep us on the rails. But you know what? We love having Anna on the pod, and those convos always go this way. Yes. Okay. We do.
Well, I love being here. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Always a fun
pleasure.
time.
Yeah.
Actually, Justin, I met so many people at your wedding that were like, were you on the podcast? And I was like, yes, once. They're like, I remember, it was a great one. I was like, am I famous?
Everybody loves the karaoke episode. Go back and listen to it if you haven't already. It's a good app.
Now you know how I feel.
Geoff, you told me that someone stopped you at the outlets, right? And was like, hey, you have a podcast. And this was months ago.
Stop me at the outlets.
You actually are famous.
Well, I think that he's an admirer, if you will. You understand.
Yeah.
So
you got many of those. Did this one have teeth?
Anyways, so we are
for modern dentistry.
We're at the part of the podcast that we call What is Good. And Anna, I would love to ask you today, after our long, winding discussion about travel, what is good with you this week?
Well, what's good with me this week is this lovely song that I was introduced to at a club in Santorini this summer. All right, I'm going to set the mood for you because editor Justin's going to play a little bit of it, right?
Always.
All right, it's called Tnsani, Yalla, Habibi. Yalla, Habibi, which to my understanding is like, let's go, babe. Habibi is like a term of endearment, and Yalla's like vamos. Like, it's 3 a.m., okay? My whole life, I thought there was something wrong with me because I never sleep. Then I went to Greece and realized I'm just Greek. They're out till 6 a.m., like nothing has happened. Like it's noon. And I was like, oh, wow, even I could go to bed at this point. So it's 3 a.m. We're at this outside club. We're getting bottle service because bottle service in Greece is the same price as buying drinks. So you got the whole Grey Goose. We're drinking vodka Red Bulls. That is the drink of the summer. And this song comes on.
Wow.
And I can't describe to you. It evoked the same tingling sensation in me as that one. I described it to you, Justin. It was on one of your mixes when we were younger. It was like the Gummy Bear dubstep remix of this Miley Cyrus song.
That's a throwback.
And do you remember what song I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's We Can't Stop. It's a remix of We Can't Stop.
Yes, and it evoked the same sparkly sensation in me. And it was like, you don't even know where you are. You actually dissociate from reality and the vibes are just vibing. And I just adore this song. There's something about it that is just so iconic. And I've probably listened to it 1,000 times since.
This song rules. I listened to it. You told us about your What's Good before the pod. So I did listen to it. This is a track by Vanko, I hope is how you pronounce his name. And the vocalist is Aya, A-Y-A. It's gone huge. This is like a massive song now. Tiesto did a remix of this song. I think it's like a big Afro house is the genre that this is called, where it's like house music that's heavily influenced by African music. It's been huge in the club scene. And I have to be honest, I'm a little bit of a hater, not because of the African influence, but because so many white DJs have totally co-opted this style and made like the most boring version of it. I think the originators of the style are like real talents, but it's become so bad in certain contexts. This song, Vanko is a South African black guy. Incredible tune. Has a lot of energy that I think a lot of Afro house lacks. It's very melodic, very anthemic. The song's banger. I love it. I wasn't sure what it was when you put it on the What's Good list, and I listened to it and I was like, oh shit, this sounds like one of my What's Goods. Like this is it's a real banger.
It truly is a bop.
I appreciate you for putting it on the list, Anna.
Geoff, I actually have a question for you.
Oh, I think I have an answer.
What's good?
Well, I want to talk to you guys about an artist of yore who I have recently been listening to, and that artist's name is Peaches.
Oh my god, I love Peaches!
I know, I love Peaches too.
I overrode the mic with that one scream.
That's okay.
That I scrumped.
The scream you scrumped when I said Peaches. Take it downtown. Oh my god, Downtown's so good. I forgot about that song. Okay, well, I have been listening to Peaches because I was seeing on TikTok all the memes of the people being like, Halloween is a one night in girl world when you can dress as anything you want. Or whatever, that little ditty, because Peach's song that I love called Operate is like the backing track of that part of Mean Girls.
Ooh, okay.
And I was like, oh fuck, I need to listen to the whole song Operate again.
I can take it. Just keep it going.
And so I was listening to it, and then, as Spotify likes to do, was just auto-playing all these other songs by Peaches, and I was like, fuck, I forgot about Fuck the Pain Away.
So good. Such a great album.
Downtown. And then Cuntology and Boys Wanna Be Her. Boys Wanna Be Her. The girls wanna be her. It's so good. I was like really living in my high school era. Geoff was like, damn, who would have thought that this like music my parents called fresh was still going to be hitting all these years later. So I would just like to say a big shout out to Peaches, who has really, her music has stood the test of time.
I would
It's
agree.
still funny. It's still like fun to dance to.
Edgy,
punk
provocative,
rock, very provocative,
graphic,
and also, just like evocative of like a rebellious spirit that I think lives in all of us.
Geoff, I have one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you had to pick one or two Peaches songs to put onto our What's Good Spotify playlist, what would you choose?
I would select Operate, and I would select Fuck the Pain Away.
Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away.
All right, well, check those out on our Spotify playlist for sure.
What? Right. Yeah.
It was like that music in high school where you're like, oh, this is for the girls and the gays.
Fuck the pain away. Fuck the pain away. It's so good. Well, Justin, you've heard what Anna and I both thought was good this week.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a very wide-ranging conversation today.
Wide-ranging.
We have a little question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that question is,
what's good?
Well, Geoff, Anna, I was inspired after recording last week's episode, in which one of our hot topics was an interview with Hayley Williams. And Geoff, you may remember you said, have you listened to this song, the title track, Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party? I said, I think I listened to it once and it didn't stick, is what I said, or something like that.
It didn't, and I said, wow.
And I was like, all right, I guess I'll give this new album, which has the same name, a listen. Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party, maintain banger album title. I listened to it. It's only been 3 days since we recorded that episode, so it hasn't been that long. And I have listened to this album a couple of times.
Feels like just yesterday. So yesterday. Song by Hayley Williams.
No, Hilary Duff.
I'm pretty sure it was Hayley Williams, but go ahead.
Okay. So, my What's Good is Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party by Hayley Williams. Hayley, listen, we talked about her a little bit last week, but just to give some more background, because she's really an icon, she signed a 20-year record deal with Atlantic at age 15.
Boop, boop, boop.
So it's ending soon.
It just ended. This is her first album, solo or with Paramore, that is not associated with Atlantic. I have listened to, of course, every Paramore album. I did listen to her first solo album, Petals for Armor, which I remember thinking was a little bit too...
It's a little twee.
Down-tempo for my taste. Okay. Yeah. And I think that was because she was trying to differentiate herself from Paramore as an artist, which is, of course, more rocky. And I think this new album, she's way more experimental with genre. She doesn't hesitate to go into more rock genres. I think she's very happy to be out of this record deal. She put out all of the tracks on this album for streaming in a disordered way before the album was officially released. And she asked fans to order the track list, what order they should be in, which I think speaks to like the whole vibe of this album, which is ennui and like what is next in my life.
Yeah.
Right. This album is very diaristic. Again, it bounces around. It's very fun while still being kind of a downer. There's a song that is named after her antidepressant, for example. Like she's being real, but she's still getting fun with it. So this is a real banger. I was really impressed with it. A couple of songs that I really like. There is a song called True Believer, which is towards the back half of the album that features production from Jimmy Stack. He's the guy who produced the Lorde album and the Bon Iver album.
Yeah, I am Lorde.
This is a real vibey song about nostalgia for Nashville, which is where Hayley Williams has lived for a long time. And
her hometown.
Really?
Kind of about reckoning with the South. It is such a vibe. There's a lot of like trip hop and kind of almost like rapping or spoken word influence on this album that is so cool and vibey. So definitely check out True Believer. There's a song called Kill Me, which is in the first half of the album, that opens with a line about being an eldest daughter that reminds me a lot of a certain album that we just reviewed.
Eldest daughters never miss their chances to learn the hardest lessons.
And then the final song that I really liked is the last song on the album called Parachute. This was the only song that was not released in her first burst of song releases, like in this open source way that she did. And this is like really maybe the most Paramore song. It's very dramatic. It's very poppy. It has some post-grunge energy. It feels very like, and I mean this in a positive light, like Creed or something like that in certain parts. And it's such an expressive vocal performance. As Geoff said last week, Hayley, one of our best living vocalists. She's incredible. And I'm just like blown away that somebody who has been in the game this long still has like this much creative energy and is just doing things that I haven't heard from her before. It's a banger album. Check out Ego Death at a Bachelorette Party by Hayley Williams. I feel like it's really underappreciated because it's an independent release.
Yeah.
I haven't heard many people talking about it. And it's like really good.
Would it surprise you to learn that Parachute is my favorite song on the album?
It wouldn't.
Because afterwards I did listen to the album in its entirety.
It's a banger album. And Parachute is...
said, damn, Parachute's so good. And I said, it does sound like Paramore, and I love that.
It does. And it's nice to see that she is happy doing solo stuff and not feeling like she needs to associate with the Paramore brand anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there is a certain brand of like, I would say often men who are like fans of the band and like that pop punk era of music that didn't want her to be a solo artist or like make music as a solo artist because they were like, oh, that's like you're copping out on your band or whatever. And she's collaborated on this album with her bandmates. You know, It's just cool to see her like blossoming as an artist outside of the record label system.
In her own right.
Exactly.
And we love that.
We love that.
I fucking love it.
Okay, Hayley Williams is kind of giving me like Cookie Monster Pajama, Walked the Mile, but then was also like this like sleeper cell lead of the musical.
Yes.
Like the drama
100%.
teacher's like, Haley, I know that you're on academic probation, but we need you to carry Dreamgirls. And she's like, I'm there.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm there.
That is honestly like a philosopher's level.
That's a read.
Like acuity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I love it.
Yeah, she's so good.
I really love The Only Exception. That was like such a great song for me.
I love Decode. I think that's like one of their like slept on.
Well, that's a
hits.
Twilight song, right?
I know, but it's so good.
Or it was on New Moon soundtrack, maybe?
It was on Twilight.
Famously, Geoff loves Twilight.
That's not true.
Famously.
Never watched it.
The soundtrack is good, though. Death Cab for Cutie was on there. Like, that's a banger soundtrack.
Oh my God, I have a really funny story about Death Cab for Cutie.
Is it fast?
And with that...
Okay, now I understand why your episodes are always 7 hours long.
They're an hour and a half long.
So Andrew, my husband, grew up under a rock. And his hometown is a small town, Bellingham, Washington. Mm-hmm. And the most famous export is Death Cab for Cutie.
A good band.
And he like goes around pretending he's like, and there's this band called Death Cab for Cutie that like apparently came from Bellingham. I'm like, what do you mean this band, Death Cab for Cutie? He's like, yeah, there's like this little band and that's about it. I'm like, they are super fucking famous. And he's like, what? He's like, you've heard of them before? I'm like, are you fucking kidding
They're
me?
massive, dude.
That was like all of 2007.
That is crazy that he did not know this.
Yeah, he's like, I was like, you don't know any of their songs? I mean, now under pressure, I can't name them, but I'm like, how? Anyways.
Soul Leaves Body. Remember that one? It was not very good.
That was
When Soul Meets Body.
Follow You Into the Dark.
That's the iconic one, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they played that a lot of Borders. Rest in peace.
Borders.
Rest in peace,
R.I.P. Borders. We'll give it a cross.
Death Cab for Cutie is book music. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. Death Cab is book culture.
Yeah.
It's like big glasses.
Thick Coke bottle glasses.
They were reading. Those motherfuckers were reading.
They were well read.
Oh my God. Well, with that.
Bye.
Bye.
This has been BANTS with Geoff and Justin. BANTS is created and produced by Geoff Taylor and Justin Benavidez. Graphic design by Geoff Taylor. Editing by Justin Benavidez. The theme music for BANTS is the track Nebraska With You by Sam Day and is provided by No Copyright Sounds. Email us at bantspod@gmail.com with any questions, recommendations, or just to say hi. If you like the podcast, rate and review us on Apple or Spotify. And tell your friends. Bye!
Bye.
We're running up on time.
Yeah, you gotta cancel half of this episode. Like we're cooked, fam. We should just re-record tomorrow.
Let's not do that.
No.
I have one last question for you.
This is like my mental health will not allow this.